Thank you for this opportunity to share my proposal for the design of the Jain Temple located in India's Apollo Hospital. Through the lens of architect Tato Ando, I have designed a modern interpretation of a small Jain temple. The design concept was based on one's meditational focus of the 5 core beliefs of Jainism, including nonviolence, truth, non-stealing, celibacy, and detachment from materialistic things. Jains do not believe in one specific god. Rather, they look up to the 24 Tirthankharas. This means great hero. They spend many years of self-discipline and little eating, long periods of silence to purify his speech, and meditating to cleanse the mind. I was inspired by the Jain temple located in Mount Abu, India. The space has a geometric and simple floor, whereas everything being lifted from the ground, the carved columns and ceiling, is essentially floating. The geometric floor represents the strict and firm rules, whereas everything lifted from the ground is enlightened. Ando once said, if you give people nothingness, they can ponder what can be achieved from that nothingness. The structural spaces that he has designed are based on an equilibrium between creating a thought and completing a thought. I have created a simple space to create the thought, and the user may meditate to self-reflect and focus, completing the thought. In almost all of Ando's works, light and concrete are used to create a powerful effect, which is either emotional or uplifting. Through the lens of Tato Ando, I have designed a Jain temple using only 2 elements, light and concrete. The design challenge was the small space and no windows for daylighting. Compromising for the small space, I have divided it, creating a lowered intimate entry about 1.3 meters deep that opens up to an artificially daylit area about 7.2 meters deep. I created rounded walls and columns that align to it, softening the experience and giving one a sense of place. This makes the space especially unique to the rest of the hospital. One is able to focus on positive thoughts from any negativity from the rest of the hospital. Taking Ando's approach at design, I have stripped the space from ornamentation and carvings. The beliefs are already embedded in one's mind. The modern approach to the temple design will bring ease to the mind. The entrance is turned, making the entry experience private. You are entering a space to become enlightened. You are then greeted with shelving to drop off your shoes and obtain a meditation mat. The shelving and dim lighting define the entry space separate from the experience space. Translucent concrete was incorporated within the central ceiling panel, with bulbs that change throughout the day, emulating natural daylight. Images of the 24 Tirthankharas are lightly incised into the concrete, giving reference to the inspiration of Jain believers. Jains believe that white represents a pure soul. The columns are made of white concrete and are lit at the top. The light bleeds into the layered ceiling panels, where more light is seeping through. The columns represent the pure path a Jain must take to become enlightened, and the layered levels of light at the top represent enlightenment. The ground is geometric concrete inspired by Ando, representing one being grounded and focused on the goal. A modern approach to the design has allowed for a small space to open up, creating a central uplift focus and allowing one to self-reflect, in turn becoming enlightened.